Good evening, and thank you for joining us for the Fall 2013 Percussion Spectacular. Yeah, loosen up a little bit. It's supposed to be a fun concert. That was our big serious piece for the night. We have one other pretty serious piece, but it still should be fun, and it should be grooving a lot for you. This next piece that we're going to play is just a trio for 3 instruments called cajones. And that pretty much just translates into instruments that are a box. You probably have seen these instruments before. One of my favorite inventions ever. A lot of different cultures claim them. A place that I like to think they're from is they're a Peruvian instrument. They're also used in Spain, used in throughout the Caribbean as well. And we're going to have 3 guys play I'm not going to give it away. It's a super cool piece. I think you're going to like it. The last piece we just played is titled Ceiling Full Stars, and it's written by one of the great up-and-coming, well, I shouldn't say up-and-coming, he's already written a lot of great music, but a composer by the name of Tyson. And Blake writes a lot of great keyboard percussion music and other percussion music, just put an album out. And that piece was based off of basically his recollection of the decorations, you know those glow-in-the-dark light, or those glow-in-the-dark stickers people have in their bedroom? Any of you have those? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That's what that piece is based on. So hopefully it kind of took you back to a sleepier time. Tonight's concert, in addition to me talking to stall for setups, will actually be a little bit shorter than some of our previous concerts. And we're going to actually have more variety for you than ever, but it's going to be a little bit shorter. So as soon as these guys get their mics placed, I'm going to let you guys enjoy a piece titled Rancho Jubilee. And the name, it was based on a restaurant, or it was titled based on the restaurant where Andrew Beall, a New York City-based percussionist, wrote the piece. But Rancho Jubilee doesn't seem to relate to the piece otherwise. So I'm going to turn it over to our Mr. Josh Woolrobbie, who is in his final semester with us, sadly. He's going out to student teach at the end of the semester. In the middle, we have Mr. Nick Owen, and Nick is actually moving to Brazil next semester to teach percussion in a samba school. And he's going to teach marching percussion and that sort of thing in Brazil. So we're going to be losing Nick after this concert as well. So thanks to Nick. And I'm not letting Ben leave yet. So this is could be his last semester, our second to last semester, but we're going to do everything we can to twist his arm and get him to stick around a little longer. So I'm going to turn it over to these guys. Enjoy Rancho Jubilee. All right, how many of you didn't expect that when you saw 3 boxes, right? Okay. We're going to be sad to lose them, but where Josh goes to student teach, they're going to be so lucky to have them. And of course, Brazil is getting a great percussionist. They have plenty, but they're getting another great one. So we'll miss those guys. Okay, our next piece is actually going to dip into the folkloric tradition of the marimba playing. And we have, as one of our percussion majors, he's percussion and music ed major, a gentleman by the name of Juan Francisco. And Juan is going to bring out some other musicians. And Juan, come on out, actually, if you would. And they're going to play on, let's give a round of applause to Juan. The Guatemalan marimba is actually one of the earliest known forms of marimba playing, and it's actually the national instrument of Guatemala. And I'm going to actually turn the microphone over to Juan to introduce the other musicians and to talk a little bit about the piece.
Okay, thank you. So the group is called Espíritu Maya, as you see inscripted on the marimba, and Samuel Lucas is going to be playing the bass, and Pedro Pablo is playing the center, and I'm going to be playing the melody. So the piece that we're going to be playing today is called Sal Negra, which is named after black salt in English. So it's from San Mateo Ixtatan in Guatemala. So this music is popular among the Maya Qanjobal people. Thank you for coming. Enjoy.
Is that not just the happiest music in the world? Literally, if you're in a bad mood listening to that, there's something wrong with you. So the really wonderful thing about what you just heard is you're seeing music the way it was taught long before music schools existed, and it would have been passed down through families, through an oral tradition, or just been taught by rote, and done through the apprentice system. So we're going to actually jump from that concept to the kind of more modern music school conservatory idea of commissioning a piece, having a composer write a piece for a particular ensemble. In this case, we're going to play a work that is a septet. It's written for 2 marimba players, a glockenspiel player, vibraphone with some chimes, and we have bass drum and timpani. So some of the standard instruments that we use in the orchestra. And this piece was actually written by our faculty composer, Dr. Matthew Schildt. And this, yeah. And he's actually had this piece performed at universities throughout the country and for various festivals and conferences, that sort of thing. And we're lucky enough to have him here, and for our students to experience working firsthand with the composer, and the composer explaining exactly, this is why I wrote the piece this way, this is why the dynamic is this way, and all the different little details that go with the piece. Now, one of the other things that this gives us the opportunity to do is to put my upperclassmen in a position to conduct and lead and rehearse ensembles, which is hopefully what they're going to be doing when they get out of school. So in this case, we have Mr. Ben Paden will be conducting. You saw Ben play the cajon a moment ago. And in addition to being a music performance major, Ben is also a composition major and is also writing pieces for percussion ensemble. So as soon as we find a missing marimba player, ta-da! All right, we'll get going here. So this next piece is titled Continuance. that was Ben's conducting debut, and it couldn't have been a more difficult piece. There are like a bunch of meter changes, and great job, Ben. It's a very, very challenging work. Now, we're gonna actually try to hurt your eardrums here. Not try, but it's probably gonna happen. The next group that you're gonna hear is the Asia Grizzly drumline, and this group played probably, I'm gonna guess, roughly 20 performances since August. They appeared in a documentary, and their season will end officially tonight, and then we can pack these drums up and put them away for a little while. They're actually going to play two works, two pieces. One that was written by Ms. Laura Milligan, and the other piece is by Ben Paden, who was, So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to them. You really won't hurt our feelings if you cover your ears up a little bit during this next one. Okay. Drumline, you guys are done for the year. That's a good thing. Sort of. Because we have a camp that we also do in July, and it's our Yamaha Sounds of Summer Percussion Camp. And the camp, each year we bring in between 30 and 50 high school kids from the best drumlines in the state of Colorado and New Mexico, and they come and join us. And we've actually, some of the people you see on stage came to Iowa State after attending that camp, so we're something we want to keep going. I want to actually now say thank you to anyone who happens to be tuning in. This concert is streaming live at adams.edu/live, and so if you know anyone who might really dig steel drums, tell them to go ahead and text them real quick and tell them to go to adams.edu/live. And if you're watching, if you don't mind, take a picture of your screen or do a screen capture and post it on the Adams State either Percussion Studio Facebook page or on the Adams State page, and we'd love to see where you're watching from. But I also want to thank all of you for being here, because as you know, it's pretty nasty outside. So thanks for braving the snow and the ice and everything. The next ensemble that we have coming up here is the University Steel Drum Band, and this group is comprised of students from a variety of majors, and these instruments are from, if you've been to our concerts, you're getting to know the history of the pan, but these instruments are from the islands of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean, and they are literally built out of 55-gallon drums and pitched chromatically, and we're going to play a tune with our university group, a tune with our community group, the SLV Community Steel Band, which is comprised of people from throughout the valley and a number of professions. And then we're going to close with something really special. It'll be the premiere of our samba band, which our samba bateria. It's a new ensemble, and very excited about it. Last semester when I was away, I was living in Las Vegas and working on my doctorate, and I played in a samba group there, had an amazing time, learned a lot about the music of Brazil, that sort of thing, and I wanted to bring that back here. So we've been lucky enough to have fantastic donors who have funded both the steel band completely and the samba band completely, and can never thank people enough for supporting those groups. So they're looking pretty good back here. I'm going to turn it over. Actually, talking about student leaders, Ben conducted the last piece. The person who's going to conduct this next work and did a lot of the rehearsing for this was Mr. Josh Woolrobbie. Josh, if you could wave. He was really disappointed me. He shaved his beard and trimmed his hair. He looked like, if you've seen Grizzly Adams, up until tonight, anyways. You would have had to have seen him. But anyways, I'm going to turn it over to Josh. He doesn't want to talk, so he's just going to conduct. Here we go. right. And now, like as I previously mentioned, we're going to bring out the SLV Community Steel Band, and they're playing a piece that's based on Brazilian drumming. This is kind of our little bridge going from the music of Trinidad and Tobago and bridging into the Brazilian stuff that we'll do in a little bit. They're doing a piece titled Bahia Street Beat. There it is. And composed by Miss Julie Hill, or Dr. Julie Hill, who teaches at the University of Tennessee Martin. And you can see this group brings a little more color to the stage, and we're grateful for that. Speaking of the stage, this is our last concert in here for a while, maybe for a year, as they're going to be renovating Richardson, the entire venue, or the entire building, but also this venue, and we're very excited about the improvements that are going to come this way. Your seats will be better, the lighting will be better, the stage will be better, everything will be better. So we're looking forward to that. And if you have an idea where we can give our concert in the spring, please see me afterwards, because I'm definitely open to suggestions. So, man, they look great. They're ready to play. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the concert back over to... Actually, they're not ready, so you have to listen to me a little bit longer. Well, happy Thanksgiving in advance. And this should put you in a pretty good mood, hopefully, for Thanksgiving. Thanks to this. If you're a student here, raise your hand. All right, thanks for not going home early, okay? All right, be honest, you wanted to, but you couldn't because of the snow, right? Well, you're supposed to stay, okay? Monday, Tuesday, important days of class. Okay, Josh, are we ready? You want to talk this time? He's still, maybe? No, he still doesn't. Okay, here comes the SLV Community Steel Band. Okay, we're actually already to our last piece. So the final piece, as I mentioned, Nick is moving to Brazil, and so what better way to get him ready for a trip to Brazil for a year? Or how long are you going to be there forever? How long are you going to be there? Probably a year. Maybe we'll see him again. Probably not. Okay. Then I have him direct the premiere of the Samba Bateria. And so the instruments you're seeing come up onto the stage, and some of them are sitting on the stage, are the instruments that are used in Carnival. And so if you've ever seen videos or YouTube clips, that sort of thing, of what happens at Carnival in Brazil before Lent, it's the biggest party in the world. And if you can imagine what you're about to experience tonight, but with literally thousands of drummers, it'll blow your mind. And this piece was actually written and arranged by a good friend of mine, AJ Merlino, who teaches at Kutztown University. And he was kind enough to write our first piece, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to turn it over to Nick. Thank you all. Have a great Thanksgiving. Be careful with your travels Tuesday afternoon. And if any of you are interested in playing in any of these groups next semester, please see me now after the concert. We'd love to have you join. No experience necessary. And thanks again for joining us for the Percussion Spectacular. We'll see you in the spring. Bigger, longer, better concert. Come back and see us.